Kyle, first of all, congratulations on the contract extension.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Mike.
You've spoken before about your path from Flint and going late in the first round. I just wondered what this means to you and what it crystallizes now. Coming to an agreement with the team and putting you would think your family in a good position moving forward. How does that hit you, Kyle?
I mean, it's good, being in a situation to have my family be set for life and, to be from Flint, Michigan, where, it's a really impoverished place. And now I can just do a little bit of a little more good back home as well. So, it feels good.
And was it important to you to try and get something done before the season, Kyle, so that you didn't have to think about it, or how did all of that weigh in to the negotiation and your focus on basketball as well?
I was kind of really up in the air. I wasn't too bent to really try to get something done, unless it was just the right situation. It's never always about the money. I'm still so young in the game of basketball to where I have opportunities for that, but it's all about just the situation, and we got a great situation.
Calhoun?
Hey Kyle, you talked to us the last couple of years just about the reality of living with stuff like trade rumors and sort of wondering if your situation's going to change with this contract extension. That really kind of takes that out for certainly this season and probably beyond. What's that like to kind of not have that weight on your shoulders?
I've kind of been to the point where I've kind of been numb to it. Going through my career ever since since I was a rookie, I've been in trade rumors. So, at a certain point, you really get numb to it. So that's something that it doesn't really never bother me.
Dave?
Hey Kyle, congrats. The other day when we were asking you about your role, you basically said, hey, I don't know what my role's going to be. And I'm curious if that response had anything to do with the contracts not being settled yet and maybe that seeping into your mentality as you were looking ahead to the season.
No, not at all. I said what I said. Nothing to do with a contract. Like I said, I wasn't super bent, trying to get it done at the jump, and that was just based upon our team roster and the little that we've kind of gone through. So.
We have any other questions for Kyle? For once? All right, thank you, Kyle, for your
Yeah,
time.
no problem.
No, never mind. We have two more.
Okay,
Two more
cool.
questions for Kyle. It just came up. Eric Williams?
Yeah, I just wanted to continue on in terms of what Dave was asking. Do you have clarity in your role now? Do you know your role on the team?
Just play hard, bring energy. I think that's the most important thing.
Take care of itself based on doing that.
We'll see. I just know for to be successful, playing hard and bringing energy. That's the most important thing.
Okay, and I guess Kyle Boone has a follow-up?
Yeah, just wondering with LeBron and AD tied to the Lakers long term, did that play any significant role in your decision to sign a contract extension?
Yeah. I got a great situation having a 2+1 player option, and just being able to align myself, with those guys, and also just continue to learn and develop as a player and a human, and to be in a opportunity to be in a championship window, to continue to win championships until my deal's up when I'm into my prime. So.
Last year, we talked a lot about veterans like LeBron and Rondo kind of being valuable and showing you that they won before and they could kind of show the team how to get there. Do you feel like one of those guys now? Do you feel more confidence sort of approaching this season now that you won a championship?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of know what it takes to win a championship now, and so far the guys that haven't won, Trez and Wes, and guys like that, I still want to be able to, even though they're, Wes been in the game longer than me, and Trez is a great player, and I still want to be able to, tell them things that can help us, repeat. Those two guys, listen, they want to win. Dennis, all those guys are able to learn and able to adapt to our system quickly, and they listen. Obviously, when you have a team that's just coming off a championship, it's easier to do. It's easier to learn. It's easier for those guys to adapt to us, knowing that we know what it takes to win.
Dave?
Hey, Paul George told Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson on their podcast that that you guys had some dialogue about trying to get you to play in Indiana. It didn't happen. And meanwhile, Friday, I think, marked the 2-year anniversary that LeBron, made it known that he'd like to play with you. Have you thought about how those things have played out? And obviously, in the context, you're going to be facing Paul George at opening night.
No, I mean, the Paul thing in Indiana, it was a conversation for sure. Kind of just faded away. I'm not sure what happened on their end. He said that management didn't want to do it, whatever. But it was a conversation. And then, LeBron saying what he's saying, obviously want to, team up, and then, the year that we do, we win a championship. So I think Ron kind of spoke it into existence, and it happened, and I'm glad it happened. For me, selfish reasons. I want to be a champion and able to do that my first year teaming up with him. But I mean, who would have known? Who knows what would have happened with Paul in Indiana? He's another great player. Especially when he was in Indiana, he was definitely tough to guard. He's still tough to guard today. But I think that was so long ago that we played each other many times. Since then. But you always think about like what could have happened. Will my career be a lot different than it is now?
Yeah.
Anthony, I'm curious, how much have you thought about kind of plan for rest and stuff this season? Kind of like whether it's back-to-backs and stuff like that, obviously with the off-season being as short as it was and season being rest. How much have you thought about that, and what do you think kind of the plan is for you?
I think you just take it a game at a time, just kind of see what your body tells you. So I thought I was going to be, winded in my first game back against Phoenix. And obviously I'm not, in mid-season shape. I don't think anyone is, but I felt way better than I thought. I didn't expect to play the entire first, and I could have in the first game back. And so I feel confident in playing, but it's different when you're constantly playing every night or back-to-backs and things like that. So you just figure out game by game, you listen to your body, and coach understands. He does a great job of managing us, make sure that we get our proper rest, knowing that we had a shortened off season, and I can always go and talk to him, and when my body is telling me something.
AD, we're all in great shape on ours. Secondly, you kind of talked about your expectations for Kyle to have a big year. We just got word that got an extension. What can that do for a player? Just kind of the comfort in that, and knowing and not having that kind of that year hanging over someone's head.
Yeah, I mean it's good for him. You don't have that contract anxiety for the whole year. Now that it's out the way, he can go out there and play, and which he was doing anyway. He was having a great preseason, and he even played great for us in the bubble and all last year. So, he's locked in. He made a great jump. On both ends of the floor. He wants to take those matchups. He wanted to guard Book in the preseason. He wanted to guard Kawhi in the preseason. So and Paul. So he wants those matchups. He's playing extremely well for us on the offensive end, making big shots. Shooting the ball extremely well, making the right play, the right passes. So it's good for him. We're excited to have him here. I know he's excited to be here. And he's a champion. You deserve it, and I'm glad that the Lakers were able to work something out with him to be able to allow him to just go out there and play and not worry about contracts for the rest of the season.
All right, I think we're gonna wrap it up. Jordan Richard.
What's up, bro?
What's up, baby?
How you doing? What's up? Can you just talk about last game you got 6 threes and just playing on the perimeter. Frank ran the down screen for you to catch the 3 and shoot, and then taking a lot of sidestep threes. Can you just talk about, are we going to see more of AD on the perimeter this year and running, just some more isolation plays for you on the perimeter?
Last year, Coach talked to me about getting my 3-point attempts up. I think I was shooting, maybe 3 a game last year in the bubble, or it might have been for the season, and 38% in the bubble. And he said it helped us win, and he wanted me to get that average up to 5 attempts a game. And so, just having the confidence, working with, Mike P on my shooting, day in and day out, constantly just shooting the ball with confidence and just letting it fly. Obviously the team, the players want me to shoot it. They have a lot of confidence in me. And so I just got to be able to be confident enough to go out there and shoot the ball, whether it's a pull-up 3 side.